Blog Talk.
Welcome to Love, Life, Heart Confessions with intuitive heart healer, the Love Guru, Blaire Allison. Blaire can be found on the web at loveguru.net and datingtipsfordudes.com. And now your host, Blaire Allison.
Hey guys, welcome. It's Friday, and this is sort of a special time and a special day for us. The show normally is not at Fridays at 1, but hey, we had to move things around this week. It was a very busy week, and I'm trying out new time slots, so we'll see how this goes. You know, you guys can let me know what time you like the best. I really like during the afternoons because it's a fun break from work or a fun break during work. So today, well, first off, welcome to episode number 3. Today's topic is The Passion Doesn't Last, the truth about marriage. And very interesting about today's topic because, you know, I had a special guest here. I don't know if I should break the news. I was sharing this already on Facebook and Twitter, so I figured I'll share it with you guys too. But I had an interview with a woman in her 40s who was going to share with us the truth about marriage. And she got a little freaked out. She was sharing with me a lot of information through email, which she gave me permission I could share the information with you guys. She wanted the truth to get out. She wanted to share. But then she got a little freaked out that maybe it was too much and she was going to get herself into trouble. So tune in for that. Stay tuned for that. We're going to get to that. But first off, I just wanted to welcome you. This is Love, Life, Heart Confessions, and I'm your host, Blaire Allison. I'm an intuitive heart healer, and I'm known as the Love Guru. And my website is loveguru.net. And that's for women, and the one for men is datingtipsfordudes.com. And each week the way that the show works, if you're new to the show, the way that the show works is in the beginning for like the first maybe 5-10 minutes or so, I'm going to share some tips that I picked up. I picked up a lot of tips, and I'm just going to share with you guys a couple of tips of how you can learn from last week's guest, because every week I'm going to be interviewing somebody. So I'm going to be sharing a couple of tips of what you can learn about their story. Then I'm going to bring on the guest of the week. They're going to share their story. You guys could listen on. And you guys are my co-hosts. If you have questions to ask them, call in. If you have comments to say, call in. And I'll take your phone call. That's for the first half of the show. Then the second half of the show, I'm going to be answering your questions about your love life. Like I said, I'm an intuitive heart healer, which means that I have the gift to open and heal your heart. I'm connected to spirit. I get messages in a variety of ways, my main being clairvoyant, which means I could see things, and claircognizant, which is just kind of a knowing. And I will tap into you and your situation, even if you don't have a situation in love right now. We'll take a look. We'll see what's going on, so you guys could ask me your questions. And then I'll give you guidance. You know, this is not like a typical, like, let me call a psychic and what's going to be happening in my love life. Yeah, you could ask that. I could see what comes up. But really, I'm here, you know, I'm a spiritual teacher. That's why my name is Love Guru. Guru means teacher. So I'm here to teach you spiritual principles that can empower you in your love life. You know, just as a side note, you know, I used to love speaking to psychics, you know, getting my tarot cards read or my future read. But then, you know, you get all excited. Oh, my God, my future is going to be so bright, and I'm going to marry the man that I'm dating right now. And, you know, I think it's such a joke because it was like one guy after the next I was supposed to be with. You know, I should have been married to maybe like 8-10 guys already, and it never ended up working out with any of them, which thank God for that. But according to the psychic, they told me that it was going to happen. So every time I would, it wouldn't work out with this guy, I thought that I messed up something with my future. I was like, how come if it was meant to be and this is what the person saw in my life and it didn't happen, I messed up my future. Like, how did I not step into my fate? And it kind of was like very frustrating, a little upset about that. So, I do this differently because I want to empower you, because your life is your choosing, and the decisions that you make today, that's going to obviously affect your future. So, okay, let's start the show here. I mean, the show's already started, but let's get to the juiciness. I want to start off first sharing some tips about the interview that I did last week. It feels like a long time ago, but it was just last week. We had on Shell, and Shell, the title of his show was Will He Stay or Will He Go? Stuck in a marriage and not having sex for over a year. And some of the things that he shared with us was basically on how he broke up with his ex. They were married. Then they broke up for some time, and then they ended up getting back together. So the first tip that I want to share with you guys for that is don't keep in touch with your exes, even to be nice or even to be friendly. Just don't do it. You want to move forward in life. You want to move forward in your relationships. And if something ends, then it ends for a reason. I don't think that you're really meant to really date any of the past lovers again, unless it was a thing like, say, and this is the only example I could think of at the moment, but say you guys are dating in high school, and then you go away to college. Both of you go away to separate colleges, and it's really hard. You guys are young. It's hard to keep in touch because you're so far away. You still love each other, whatever, but it's hard. It doesn't work out. If years later or then you graduate, you both come back to your hometown or whatever, then you guys get together again. So if that's the case, then fine. You could go back to the ex. But as we get older, our relationships don't work out for specific reasons. We fought a lot. We didn't get along. He cheated on me. She cheated on me. He didn't pay enough attention to me. She didn't pay enough attention, or I wasn't number one. So there's all these reasons. So just stick with moving forward. I mean, that's the reason why people are brought into our lives. We're there to learn lessons from them, and then you move on. That's the first tip that we're taking from Shell's interview. Again, that was last week, episode number 2, if you want to listen to his full interview. And it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. And then tip number 2 is this helps you with not going back to exes. When you break up with somebody, take notes in your journal. Even if you don't keep a journal, take notes on a piece of paper and put them in your nightstand table. Put the person's name on the top and write down details about why you broke up, why you hate their guts, why it didn't work out, whatever the story is. Then that way, if you do happen to keep in touch with the ex, which again, I don't recommend, but if you do keep in touch with the ex and you guys are thinking about getting together again, you could take out those notes and you could review the notes, and you could be like, okay, here's the reason why it didn't work out, and this is why it makes sense to not go back to the person. All right, so I already see we have some callers on the line. I just want to let you guys know we're going to be doing readings on the second half of the show. The first half is going to be me sharing. Usually I'm interviewing a guest. Today's guest got scared and ran away, canceled the interview, but I still have the transcripts I could read. She gave me the approval to read what she had shared. So if you have a comment about what I had just said or about the interview I'm going to be sharing, then hang on the line. If you're waiting for a reading about your own love life, then you want to probably hang up and call back. You're welcome to hang online if you want, but just so you know, I'm not going to probably get to you till the second half of the show. Okay, guys? And thanks for calling. I love that you call, all right? And let me give you the phone number. It's 324-3904. And we're going to take a short commercial break, and then I'm going to come back with today's topic, the truth about marriage, the passion doesn't last. Okay, be back with you guys in just a few minutes here.
Do you feel frustrated by the dating scene? You go out to meet men but never seem to find what you're looking for. Today I'm here to tell you why that happens. Quite simply, it's because you haven't taken the steps to prepare yourself for love. Don't feel bad. It happens to the best of us. And the good news is, it's easily fixed. See, all these years you've been dating what I like to call the old way. You search the internet, you go to bars, you ask friends to match you up, you go to singles events. And when you go out, you're always on the lookout because you never know when he's going to show up. But instead of Mr. Wonderful showing up, you end up wondering where he is. Dating doesn't need to be hard, and it doesn't need to be frustrating. The Prepare Yourself for Love program will share with you an easier way to date, an effortless way. It teaches you in a way that is not talked about in mainstream culture. You won't learn these techniques anywhere else. The Prepare Yourself for Love program is a natural, effortless way that brings the one to you rather than you're going out and looking for him. When you learn the techniques in the Prepare Yourself for Love program, your one gets drawn to you. So if you're ready for a long-term, committed, romantic, loving relationship, get the Prepare Yourself for Love program now by going to www.loveGuru.net/prepareyourself.html. Once again, get the Prepare Yourself for Love program at www.loveGuru.net/prepareyourself.html so you can finally attract the love you are looking for. When you've prepared yourself for love, relationships come to you. There's no effort or hard work required. Go to www.loveguru.net/prepareyourself.html to pick up your copy of the Prepare Yourself for Love program. That's www.loveGuru.net/prepareyourself.html.
Do you hate small talk? Think it's boring, a waste of time, and goes nowhere? Discover how you can make a quick connection. Most singles don't realize that small talk actually gives you a lot of information. It can be fun, easy, and a great screening process to know for sure if a guy is right for you. Introducing the Get a Date Success Package. Included are 3 powerful audios. You'll learn how to find a date in 5 minutes or less with someone you actually connect with. The program is quick and to the point. You'll be taken through 4 steps that will tell you, without a doubt, if a person you are talking to has the qualities you're looking for. No more wasting your time talking to losers. Say goodbye to dead-end conversations. The Get a Date Success Package also includes Getting Guys Flirting 101. During this 1-hour audio, you'll learn to look at the dating and mating process differently. You'll discover the power you have over men, not in a bad way, but in a way to get them to come over and talk to you. Once you tap into this power, you'll be a master at the dating game. But wait, there's more. You'll also get the audio uncovering 2 levels of small talk for better connections. See, most singles do small talk wrong, and that's why they hate it. Stop forcing the relationship. Stop forcing the connection when he's really not right for you. Learn what to say and how to say it, and you'll end up loving small talk. Get these 3 eye-opening audios that will transform the way you meet and pick up men. Go to www.loveguru.net/getadate.html. That's www.loveguru.net/getadate.html. Once again, www.loveguru.net/getadate.html.
All righty, we are back. And you know what? Before I forget, I have great news. I am a published writer now. Yep, this just happened like yesterday. Well, I mean, I knew about it for a while, but my article just came out. Well, I got a bunch of issues to my home yesterday. But I am a contributing writer for Travel Girl magazine. I have an article that comes out in just a few days. It's going to be on the stands on, let's see, June 9th or June 10th, which I guess is maybe this Monday or so. I don't know. It's called How to Spring Clean Your Love Life. And I share 3 steps to a clutter-free heart. And go check it out. I'm really excited about it. This is my first article that's published, and I'm going to be regularly in that magazine. So I've been on a high from that, and I wanted to share that news with you guys because I'm really, really excited. It's one of the dreams that I've had since I was a little girl, and it came true. So yippee. Oh, which actually, here's the crowd applause. There we go. All right, we had to add in a little cheese factor there so that with the sound effects. But okay, today's topic is the passion doesn't last, the truth about marriage. So like I said, the lady who I was going to interview, she had shared maybe too revealing of information. It was too revealing. And she got scared and nervous, and she didn't want to sabotage anything. And I wouldn't want her to sabotage anything either. So we said, okay, let's just forget it. But she said you could still share the stuff that I shared via email. So that's what I'm going to read to you. I asked her a bunch of questions. So let me give you the background. She's in her early 40s. She's been married for 15 years, and she has kids, okay? She has a bunch of kids. So I had asked her, what did you think marriage was going to be like when you got married? And she said, when I had a very strong romantic attachment to my husband when we first met, and I assumed that that intensity would be the constant state of our marriage. But really, that intensity that she was looking for in the relationship can't possibly sustain itself. And it caught her by surprise when she realized this, and that basically commitment is a choice, not something that desire and intense romance would compel. So I'm just going to, you know what, I'm going to kind of read this through to you. I'm not really going to give my commentary because, you know, if I was interviewing her, I would just be asking the questions and she would be replying, and that would kind of be it. And that's where I'm going to open the phone lines. And if in whatever comments you guys have to say, feel free, you know, and I'll bring you guys on. You could have a voice and share. So I said, do you get sick of the person that you're married to? You know, what happens? And she said, no, not at all. I'm never sick of my husband the way I would get sick of someone I was dating. I think that getting sick of someone is your subconscious way of telling you you don't want to go further in the relationship. So I don't think it's possible to get sick of your spouse. You could get very angry at them, or you could even decide that you don't want to be married anymore. But sick of them, that doesn't resonate with her. So then I asked her, do you wish you were single again? So she said, I wish I could be single for a day or a week or a month or a year, some finite amount of time in which she could harmlessly enjoy all the benefits of being single without the detriments. By benefits, she means the thrill of the chase, the innocent pleasure of the first kiss, the possibilities being endless, and all the opportunities being open. By detriments, she means the loneliness of not being in a relationship you wish to be in, and the fear of being alone forever and not having the family unit. Okay, we might come back to that. You know, very synchronistically, I rented the movie Revolutionary Road last night. Now, I didn't really know what that movie was about, and it has to do with the really kind of the truth of what happens in marriage, or not all marriages, some marriages, or what could happen, or whatever. But if you've seen that movie, I just thought it was very interesting how it ended up that I rented that yesterday, and we're talking about this today. And we're going to get into it. We're getting into it here. This is just the beginning of the interview, the stuff that she had shared with me. But that movie was kind of sad. I was very, disturbed kind of by that movie, a little upset. It was, hard for me to watch. Okay. And if you've seen that movie, call in. We'll talk about that. Hey, whatever. All right. So does a person start to annoy you? Totally, she says. But I think that the annoyance is greater when there are bigger issues going on. For example, like underlying anger. Do you feel like you're missing out on things? She says, sure, absolutely. But she made the decision to get married because other things were more of what she wanted. All right, so then let me kind of scan down here. You know, the main thing that kept on coming up with my interview with her, my pre-interview with her before she comes on the air here, was that she was saying, she kept on talking about how marriage is a commitment, and that the things that they both agree on, the main thing that they agree on that keeps them together is that no matter what happens, besides like cheating on somebody or something along those lines, but no matter what happens, we stay together and there's nothing else better out there for us. That was the thing that kept on coming through, that she kept on sharing with me. And again, I'm not agreeing, disagreeing at this moment. I share my commentary on next week's show in the first like 5-10 minutes of the show. But we're just, you know, I'm just kind of sharing what she had said. All right, this is one person's point of view. So I had, let's see, let's go on here. Okay, so here's where she's talking about that you need a commitment. What is this? What is this? Okay. I believe that the number one predictor of a relationship success is the level of commitment on both parties. You can take away everything else, and if all you have is the commitment of two people, it's enough. Everything else she could work through, except for, of course, if there's violence or someone's cheating or lack of compassion or empathy and things like that. Okay. So this is the theme that she follows. All right, what else do we have here? We stayed together because it would make no sense not to stay together. We enjoy our life together. We have a beautiful family. There's nothing outside of our life together that would be better for either of us. We totally agree on that, even though we fight like cats and dogs. So this is around the time that she got a little nervous of like coming on the show and sharing her story. And she had written to me in her email that I guess one of the stories that you hear out there is that when you're married, your world expands. But really, she says, that it contracts because you feel like you owe your mate a level of privacy, that it makes it impossible to talk about intimate things with your friends the way you used to do when you were single. I think that's interesting. All right, so I'm going to hold my comments. You know, we'll wait for my comments. So then I said, okay, so she, at this point, she had dropped out. She was nervous. She didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to, you know, sabotage anything in her relationship, which is understandable. So I said, okay, fine. If we're going to do this interview over email then, let me ask you some more stuff. Let's talk about romance. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about kids. So I said, does he wine and dine you like he used to? If not, do you miss it? Or are you more proactive in the romance department now? And what do you do to keep the love alive? Then I had asked things about kids. Are they a good thing? Are you happy that you have them? Do you wish you had more? And does the relationship become all about them rather than the two of you? And then about sex. Do you have more sex, less sex? Is it boring sex, or is it wilder sex? So she says there's no whining and dining at all anymore. At all. No whining and dining in their relationship. They go out with friends. Sometimes they go out just the two of them. But when they go out, it's as equals. There's no wooing each other. And she talks about how she cooks a lot for him because she likes to cook and he likes to eat. And she cooks for him even if she's annoyed, just because that the relationship is the sum of all things. It's not the little moments here and there of I did this for him, she did this for me, whatever, but it's really the whole, the sum. As far as sex, she says that she's not even remotely interested in sex anymore. So again, let's back it up. She's been married for 15 years. She's been with her husband for a total of around 20 years or so, and not interested in sex anymore. And she's not sorry. She says she's not sorry that she feels that way either. And it makes life so much richer to not be worrying about when I'm going to get some and how it's going to be. Sex gradually has left the picture over a series of years, And she doesn't think that her husband cares either, that he's not getting any. So call me if you have something to say about this, or if your marriage is a different way, call in. Let's hear what you have to say. Or if you're single and this is depressing you, then call in and you could share that with us too. So she says here, the love is alive because it has to be. The questions you are asking are the questions of someone who has not yet been married for a decade or more. No offense at all by what she had just said, but the people who tend to be interested in these topics tend to be people who have not had the experience of a long marriage. The reality for a not yet married young adult has a lot to do with whining, dining, sex, keeping love alive. But the real life of a married parent is less like wine and dine and more like meatloaf and chocolate milk with apple crumb for dessert. It's warm and cozy, and there's no need for wooing and impressing. And she talks about how she's done the whining and dining, and she's done the crazy sex positions, and it all gets tiring and boring. And that her life does not get boring because it's the way that life is, real. So this is how she defines life. This is how she defines marriage, okay? So then she talks about how she may look at other single people that are her age, in their early 40s, still running around to clubs or going out dating different people or casual sex or whatever. And she thinks, oh, their life seems to be more glamorous, but then she remembers exactly how much she wanted the life that she has now and how tired she got of that old life. So, and then she's fine again. Then she talks about kids, that she realizes, I guess through the process of our interview, she had realized that kids, she realizes that is really all that she ever wanted out of her adult life. That's all she ever wanted. So no, not a second has ever gone by when she regretted having kids. They're everything to her. She created them. They're beings who love her, who adore her, and that nothing can be better than that. I guess her kids are still kind of on the young end, because I'm thinking once you turn to a teenager, you start giving your parents some trouble, and you don't want to be around them, right? Right. Then she talks about, I asked her, is it all about the kids then? Not really about you and your husband, but is it all about the kids? And she says yes. And that I asked that question, she thinks that it sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's not at all. And she feels like that's what her job on earth is all about. She talks about there have been times when she's acted in ways that she has not put her kids first, but the way to always act that you'll never regret is to ask yourself if it's good for my kids and how will it affect my kids. And that was it. So that was my interview with her, and that kind of, that's what worried her in, I don't know, in having her, in being here and being with us, and I don't know why. So if you want to call in, if you have a comment to say about this, if you feel that marriage is, if you're having a different kind of marriage, if you feel like that maybe there should still be sex in marriage, or maybe you worry that her husband may leave her because maybe he still wants marriage and she thinks he doesn't, or whatever. Whatever you'd like to share, feel free to call in. The number is 347-324-3904. And also, I will start answering your calls as far as whatever guidance you'd like in your own love life. And again, that number is 347-324-3904. So, you know what, we're going to take a quick commercial break, then I'm going to come on with you guys, the callers, okay? So I'll be right back in less than 2 minutes.
Breaking up sucks, but it doesn't have to be as painful as you think. Are you experiencing pain, anger, sadness, and regret from your recent breakup? Do you try to let it go, but find yourself thinking about your ex a lot, crying too much, and wondering endlessly what went wrong? Are you ready to stop hurting and to start healing fast? Learn how to transform the pain of your breakup into healing power with Blaire Allison, the Love Guru's CD and ebook, Embracing a Breakup, filled with proven secrets, techniques, and exercises to get you through the pain and loneliness fast. Pick up your copy of Embracing a Breakup at www.loveGuru.net/embraceabreakup.html. Find joy, comfort, insight, and even peace from this breakup now at www.loveGuru.net/embraceabreakup.html.
Alrighty, we're back. I'm going to take your calls now. And just so you know, the call lines are pretty much open. I had a bunch of callers, but you guys didn't have comments, I guess, about the interview or the other thing. So you had hung up, which I asked you to do so you didn't have to wait on hold for so long. But just so you know, if you want to call, you want to speak to me, that the phone lines are clear. Okay, so I'm going to bring you on 212. You are on the air. Welcome to the show. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, it's Sean.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Sean.
Sean, hi, welcome. How are you?
Good. I just like a reading on my love life.
Okay. Why don't you tell me what's happening in your love life now?
I'm dating somebody, but it's not going the way I want it to go. And I just wanted to see if there was anybody else out there.
Okay.
Obviously there is.
I mean, of course there's somebody else out there, but
yeah.
We already know that. Hold on a second here. Let me just kind of tap into your energy and tap into what's going on and see what I could pick up. Well, I think the first question that comes to me here is, if it's not going well in your relationship, why are you still in it?
Well, I guess I'm just waiting for the right opportune moment.
To break up?
Yeah.
Or for somebody new?
To break up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, first off, definitely go do that.
Well,
okay. What's causing the delay?
I've just got some other issues with work and stuff that I need to have resolved first. I can do without the drama.
Okay. Yeah, this is really interesting. I find that a lot of people, it's maybe sometimes easier to get busy with other things so they don't have to kind of deal with stuff that are maybe unpleasant in their lives. And the first step is definitely there's definitely ways to be breaking up with somebody without having the drama going on. And it's also just better to have that clear break rather than maybe have it dragging on and then somebody else comes into the picture and then it kind of gets a little stickier. But hold on a second here, because again, I want to just see what I could.
Anything on the current relationship and any possible?
Yeah, I want to see what's going on. Let's see a little bit of the current relationship here. 1 second. Yeah. Are you dating a woman?
Yes.
Yeah, I just feel like you don't like her, or something about her you're not into. You don't like. You're kind of I feel like you're pushing her away with your hand. So I don't know if that's kind of that means just not dealing with her, not wanting to have anything to do with her, pushing her out of your space, that type of thing. As far as breaking up with her and her having any drama, whatever, I don't see it being crazy, nuts, anything along those lines. But I mean, definitely before somebody new can come into your life, you really need to be taking care of what's happening in your current situation. Yeah. And, I mean, do you need some help
on her and her energy?
Do I feel anything on her energy?
Or pick up anything on her?
I feel like she's, I don't know, is she a little like, oh God, for the lack of a better word, but a little like kind of puppy dog-ish for you, like she wants to see, like she's kind of she kind of lets you lead and...
a little bit, but that's not...
Is that normally the type of girls that you date?
No, far from it. Complete opposites.
I think she's letting you control the relationship. I don't feel anything like energy either way coming from her, which makes me just kind of feel like she's letting you control it. Whatever you do, she's going to kind of be fine with it. Of course, if you break up with her, then it's like, yeah, maybe she'll be upset, but it's just kind of like, just be clear with her. I feel like it's just really... is something happened with her that you had some drama going on? Because I don't feel like you're going to have that with her in the breaking up process.
Okay. Yeah, there's been plenty of drama.
Yeah, I don't... Maybe I would try... Well, 1 second here. Because maybe I would just try breaking up with her a little bit differently. Because I don't... normally I could feel that, like, angry energy or attacking energy or that hard energy. I mean, it feels differently to me. And I don't know, she just kind of feels tired to me. Like, meaning just like whatever you want to do with the relationship, fine. Yeah, I don't think you're going to have any issues with breaking up with her.
Okay. And
just really, really be clear with her and speak to her from a heart to heart. And I'm not, I don't know what your style is. I'm not kind of reading into that right now. But like, I'm just saying, when you speak to her as far as having the discussion, just share with her that it's just you don't think that you're meant to be with one another. I wouldn't go down the route of you do this and I do that or whatever, because that's where drama and games, gets pulled into the whole thing. And also, you don't need to give someone a complete rundown of all the reasons why it didn't work.
Yeah.
You could just share that it's like your lives are going in different directions, or it's not the energy or not the feeling that you want with her, as far as that. And you know what? I'll take a look into your future as far as other girls coming your way. Let me see if I see something. I mean, I usually tend to focus on what the current situation is, and like, let's clear up that energy first. And you know what? Oh gosh, look at that. That's so related to the article that I wrote this month that's in Travel Girl magazine, how to spring clean your love life. And it talks about all that stuff of getting rid of all that gunkiness. And just to share a little bit about that, I mean, most people, we gather all this gunk. I mean, that's what I call it. We gather all this gunk from one relationship to the next, and we drag it along the way because we feel like it's maybe, I don't know, maybe it's easier not to deal with those feelings, that whatever emotions we go through, maybe it's easier for us to ignore it or leave stuff around, the clutter. Leave the person's cell phone number in our, leave the person's phone number in our cell, or keep the person's emails around, or keep someone hanging on when we're not 100% into it because, there's no one else in our love lives. You never know, or that person wrote this really cute email, or it made me feel really good, let me hold it around, or let me check up on somebody if they have like a Twitter, or, let's kind of keep all that stuff around. And we don't realize that really pulls on our energy. And it really, when we're looking for a love, a really beautiful, passionate love life, we're looking to create that, and that takes energy to create that. Whether you're consciously aware of how you're creating your relationships or not, it takes energy to do that. So when you're spreading your energy here, there, and everywhere with dating lots of people at the same time, or even more than one person at one time, you're really spreading your energy kind of thin, and it's going to be more difficult to attract the kind of love that you want, the kind of love life that you want, because you're focused on all these different avenues. So that's part of it. And you know what? That's really the energy for this season. There are so many people breaking up right now or going through relationship problems right now because that's the season that we're in. This birth, this growth, this excitement that it's now warm out. I mean, you know, I'm in Jersey. You're calling from 212. I mean, that's usually New York City area code. So, you know, it's nice weather now. We want to be out there. Everyone's feeling kind of feisty in mating season. So let's make a kind of a clean break of getting rid of whatever reminds us of an ex, whatever reminds us of a past relationship. Throw out, get rid of. Stop talking to people who you used to be in a relationship with. And really, that's how you gather more strength in attracting a better relationship. Otherwise, you kind of go from like so-so relationship to so-so relationship, and then you're wondering why one after the next doesn't work out. Okay, so let me make this a little jumpy here because I have another caller now, and let me take a look into what I see for your future and kind of step out of this a little bit. Let me see here. I feel like it would be good for you to be single for a little bit. And being single meaning not even dating. And this doesn't need to be for an extended period of time, but maybe for a couple of weeks or a month or two or whatever, just to get to experience you. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you have other things going on in life that need more attention than maybe a love life right now.
Okay.
Let me ask you, how long have you been dating this person for?
A year.
Okay. And then were you in a relationship before that?
No, not for 2 years. I was dating a lot, but I didn't commit to any single person for a couple.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you date yourself for a little bit? And I know people don't really like hearing that sometimes. You know, I used to really do I really, I've been single for so long, I need to be single purposely now? But I feel like it would be good for you. Just for maybe just for a month. Let's just say a month. And not even think about women, which is also going to make you more magnetic because you're focused on other things and you're not even, and it's not even focused on other things. It's focused on you. Let me get to know myself. Let me see what I want out of life. I kind of feel like you're ready to settle down. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, give yourself a little bit of a present to really find out, okay, I had this relationship for a year. You're saying that there was drama happening there. So all these things that I didn't like about her, all these things I didn't like about the relationship, let me take some time to kind of regroup. And anytime we break up, we really need to spend some time by ourselves and kind of evaluate that relationship. What are the lessons that we learned? Time to get rid of all that junk that was gathered over that year or however long any relationship is. I mean, this is a whole ritual that I go through. I have information about that. I teach a class live about clearing and cleansing your love life. And some of that material is on my website, loveguru.net, and it kind of gives you things to go through to how do I go through this cleansing process and this clearing process. And I feel like do a real good scrubbing of your physical space and your mental space of these things didn't work in past relationships. What do I really want to be attracting in my love life? And build your power, build your energy over this month that you just focus on you and what's important to you. And I feel like then you're going to be really golden with attracting your life partner. Because I do feel that in your energy of ready to settle down, let's do this for real type of thing. All righty?
Okay, lovely.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Lots of love. Bye-bye. Okay. So let's bring on our next caller, and I think this is a Skype call or something. We see it says 1111111. And welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi.
What's your name?
Good.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Shannon.
Shannon. Hi. Welcome.
Yes. How are you?
Good. How can I help you today?
Well, I wanted to see about getting a mini reading.
Okay. What did you want to know?
Anything that the spirit guides have to tell me, and I did have a question about a healing that I just sent out.
Okay.
I really wanted to know if they got that, and when I came back from doing that, it was like a lot of coughing for me.
Okay, so let me just kind of clarify a little bit, because I know all about healing because it's what I do and what I do for people and what I do myself. But why don't you just kind of explain just a little bit about, you're talking about how you sent out a healing or whatever. Can you just explain that a little bit?
Well, I went into a deep meditation. I had a very powerful little meditation, and wow, I feel just like excellent right now. What I did
it sounds
was,
like you need to ground yourself.
I felt the energy, and when I breathed in, I brought it in from my feet, and I breathed out. So what I did was bring it in around my body. I brought it in from my feet, in through my mouth, down through my body, breathing out through my body, breathing in through my mouth. And once I got myself and my energy within myself, then I sent out like little golden balls of just positive light that flowed in circles and pretty much healed. Healed my husband, and a lot of things with his back. I don't know what was going on with that, but I felt like I need a golden light on the base of his back, and just channeled just in circles, and left that presence of feeling good and enlightened with him. Mm-hmm. I also sent a spiritual dove that's sitting above his head. He probably can't see it, but it's like there.
Well, let me ask you, tell me, so what question do you have as far as the healing that you did? Or as far as for your husband or your relationship?
Okay, as far as the healing, just when I came back, it was just like, well, I didn't cough a lot. It was just like a in my throat type thing, like I felt like I had to cough. Now, I know that I was trying to send out a spiritual communication, just positive, like nothing that would, nothing that would manipulate anybody, because I don't want to do that. Just that I love you through my voice without talking. So I was just wondering if that is why I felt it in my throat when I came back. My throat doesn't hurt. My throat did hurt before I did this energy healing. My throat doesn't hurt now. I just wanted to know. Is he
in a different location than you?
Oh, yeah, he is. He's 370 miles away from me.
Okay. As far as I'm not really 100% sure what your question is. As far as the throat thing, I pick up on that also, but I don't know the reason. But it makes me think that something is bothering him with his throat. But you're saying that you're experiencing that.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what you're kind of wondering about? Because I'm not really sure what your question is.
I'm sorry. I'm a bit vague from time to time. I guess that I just wanted to know if the reason why my throat was hurting not hurting, but felt that way as if it was because I was communicating to him spiritually. Because I didn't say anything, out loud. I kept it at the base of my throat, and I was just communicating. And pretty much about the relationship was my other question.
Okay. Well, we have just a few minutes left with the show here. The things that I'm picking up as far as your story and everything, I'll kind of give you some tips here of what I'm picking up. Number one, I think it's really important for you to ground yourself. I just am not feeling that you're super grounded right now. And so just drink lots of water, walk around out on the ground, on the grass, play with dirt, do some gardening, something like that. Move your body, dance.
Okay.
Maybe you tried to ground, but I think you really need to do it more, or it didn't take enough or something,
Okay.
As far as the throat thing, I'm feeling that too. And I actually was going to ask you before you even started talking about it. I was going to ask you if something was wrong with his throat. But I feel like it really has to do with a communication thing. If there's a way that you can go call him or see him, I feel like you need to have a conversation with him about whatever's upsetting you or bothering you or whatever you're concerned about. I feel like maybe there's some sadness there, and I feel like you really need to be sharing it with him.
He's not communicating.
Is that because he can't, or he doesn't want to communicate with you?
I don't think that he understands what's going on with him. I think that he has emotionally shut himself down, and I don't think he knows what to say or what to do. He'll talk through text, but he doesn't communicate, and it's extremely vague. He won't sit down and talk about the situation.
I mean, without going into it right now, because I'm just concerned with the time now, but my feeling is that you need to say something to him. It's not really him saying something to you, but I feel like you need to be saying something to him. Is he sick or something? Is that the reason why he can't communicate or whatever, or is this relationship issues as far as you guys are having problems?
The relationships are because we're having problems. Because Jesus, I don't even know how to even explain that. He's not really himself right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So instead of dealing with the situation at hand, he pretty much ran away from it. He's not conquering the problem. He's avoiding the problem.
Okay. It's really important for you to take care of yourself.
Okay.
So rather than spending time doing healings towards him, and I know you care about him, you love him, and you want to help him, and you want to preserve your relationship or whatever. When you do healings, do them for yourself. And send that love, rather than sending that love out to him, send it to your own heart. Okay, because I really feel there's just a lot of pain there, and really it's a thing that I'm able to feel it, and it just it makes me really sad. And so really take that time, even if it's let me remove myself from thinking about him for however long that I can each day. And maybe it's setting up a time for an hour, and maybe that even feels like too long right now, but 20 minutes. For 20 minutes today, I'm going to think about Shannon only. And I'm going to send love to Shannon only. And go in front of your mirror. And, I do a lot of work in front of the mirror. I do a lot of stuff with affirmations. I do all of this stuff. And I really feel like for you, part of that 20 minutes, maybe the first part of it, journal. Write about how you're feeling, whatever it is that you're feeling in your heart. I feel the sadness. you know, whatever, just let it out on that piece of paper.
Okay.
And then say, you know, you talk to yourself in your head or out loud and be like, honey, I'm going to, you know, I love you. I'm going to take care of you. You know, I think you're great, and I'm here. I am here to love you. I am here to love you. I feel like that's really a good affirmation for you. I'm here to love you. And then go in front of your mirror and just look at yourself. And just look in your eyes and just in your mind, again, or out loud, just tell yourself how much you love yourself, how much you're going to take care of yourself, how this situation is going to take care of itself because Spirit's taking care of it, and whatever ultimately is supposed to be happening will happen, but that you are here taking care of yourself. And I feel like that's really going to be helpful for you. And I know that it also is going to be a little bit of a challenge to, oh man, I just feel your heart. I also feel like it is going to be a little bit of a challenge for you to kind of remove yourself, even if it's just temporarily, from your husband and the problems. But I think it is important for you to do it at least 20 minutes a day. And as you're able to do that, to extend it. And when you're doing these healings, put your hands over your heart and send energy to your heart. Send love to your heart.
Okay.
And then when you're feeling strong enough, when it's time, or even if that time is now, for you to express yourself to your husband. Or did you say this is your husband? Yeah, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
For you to express yourself to your husband. And what that may mean is sending him an email or just leaving, trying to get him on the phone. If he doesn't get on the phone, just leave him a long voicemail. Who cares? Because you're doing this for yourself. And I know you're going to do it in a loving way, but that is my intuition of, that's my belief on why you know, you're having this throat thing. Because it's really, that's your throat chakra, and it's really to express yourself, to really speak your truth. And I feel like something happened, and you know what, I want to say a comment because I feel like this happens a lot with men and women, you know, with women being in a relationship with their men, that it's like the man is the important one per se of what he's feeling and what he's thinking, and I know that's a generalization, and I know that there's swaps going on and that people play different roles. But this is about you right now, expressing yourself and speaking your truth. And I feel like you have so much to say about how you're feeling and how you're hurt and how you feel betrayed and how you feel confused and lost and unloved and whatever. And it's important for you to be expressing that.
Okay. Because
all right?
I haven't said anything really to him on the situation because I've kind of how do I say it, taken a step back and released the veil, the smoky veil, and just said, you know, okay, I got to let this go. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, I know that this is going to work out. I know that everything will be okay, but here I'm the impatient one. And I guess because I am the nurturer and healer, I worry about other people's needs before my own. So I know that he's in a state of depression and emotionally completely shut down, and that bothers me. So that's why I was sending him the uplifting light.
We're going to get cut off shortly here. We're nearing the end of the show. I just want to let you know that I'm sending you lots and lots of love. I just feel it all through my body, and my heart goes out to you. And really, I know you're the healer, but please take care of yourself, because in order for us to help and heal others, you really need to be helping and healing yourself and sending love to yourself. And I really feel like your spirit is craving that right now. Okay. So feel free to call back. I'm going to be on again on Wednesday at 2 o'clock is my normal time slot. And, you know, keep us updated. And I'm just sending you so much love, okay? Lots and lots of love. Keep us posted.
Sweetie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, wow, guys. Oh, God. I have to take a lot of breaths because I just feeling just came over me, and my heart goes out for that, and I just send them so much love. All right, guys, we are at the end of our show. I send you guys lots and lots of love. Thanks for spending the time with us here. Visit me on the web at loveguru.net, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Love Life Heart Confessions with intuitive heart healer, the Love Guru, Blaire Allison. Blaire can be found on the web at loveguru.net and datingtipsfordudes.com. You can also connect with Blaire on Facebook and Twitter. See you there.